Let's take a quick break from rendering variants and let's see how would you create a new feature and clone an existing component to provide a new functionality. In my previous tutorials, you've seen my homepage featuring 3 promos. Actually, I don't want to drop those 3 separately. I want them to be actually always on the page, go in 3 in this setup where I have 3 promos dropped at once. You can see this on multiple situations where you have, for example, let me show you the home of our showcase, where you would have those 4 components or those 3 promos. There are some multiple situations where you always where you want to have something that looks like 2 or 3 components but dropped at once. Why would that be useful? It is because generally Experience Editor likes to have a small number of components as possible, so you want to be potentially nimble about that. So for this, I'm going to create a new feature. I'm going to copy my promo component and make it more versatile, all again without using any backend code, just using out-of-the-box SXA functionality. So first thing that I want to do is I want to set up a new feature. So I'm going to a new module within the feature space. So I'm going to go to System Settings Feature and create a folder for my features. And in that feature, I want to create in that folder, I want to create this very feature. So you can see that in SXA, you've got a number of features. The best practice says you're not supposed to be changing this folder. You're supposed to create a new custom folder for your modules. Now, on the feature folder, I want to click Insert and a module. I'm going to go to give it a name, my components, and I'm going to create it under custom features, and I want it to create all of the common folders in features where they are needed, and on top of that I want it to integrate with SXA feature scaffolding. That's important. I'm going to show you why and where it's being used in a moment. Let's create that. There we go. My custom feature is here. My components. I've got this. I've got those placeholders for scaffolding actions created for me. I've got the place for my templates created for me. And under renderings, I've got my custom features and the placeholder for my components. Now, I don't want to create this new component using any code. Instead, I will clone a promo component so that I can leverage the functionality behind it. So I'm going to right-click on the promo component. From the scripts, I'm going to say clone rendering, and I'm going to call it multi-promo. I will add this to my components module. I'm going to keep the promo class, and I want to keep the rendering parameters, but I will clone the data source instead of inheriting it, because I want to rename and remove some fields. And again, with the HTML, I'm just going to say custom. It's called multi-promo. and I want to ask it to copy it. Obviously, all of those items that are being created by scaffolding, you want to import it to your Visual Studio. This is created for you on the drive. You want to also port it back to your Visual Studio if you want to further do any development for that. And let's proceed. There we go. My custom component has been created. I've got this multi-promo in here. I can customize just about anything for it. I can customize, well, I want to leverage the old code. The data source has been changed to the multi-promo folder. All of the settings have been adjusted for me. We're going to be revisiting it later because I need to add a custom button to it, but for now what I have here is fine. Okay, so I have this component, but I don't have it in my site yet. So I can deploy it to the site. Before I do that, let's give my feature a more friendly name. It's got the my components name. Actually, I think that is fine. To play with it further, I can deploy it to my website. But before I do that, actually, let me change the template slightly. The scaffolding created a data template for my multi-promo, a folder, all of the elements that I need for my component. I'm going to, however, delete the unnecessary elements. I just want a promo text, and it doesn't even have to be a full rich text. A single line text is enough for my purpose. However, what I want this multi-promo to do is I want it to link to the promos that I already have created in my site. So I'm going to go and copy the query from my existing promo component. I'm going to open the no, I'm in settings. I need to be in layout. I'm going to go into the page content, and from the promo component I want to steal the query, which I will use in my data source to point to the existing promos. So in my multi-promo, I want to say linked promos, and they are going to be taken from promos in my existing website. There we go. So I have promo text and linked promos. Okay, so now that I have the data source and I have the feature, I can deploy it to my website. For that, I can do two ways about that task. I can go into the website and I can say script add site module, and it's going to link it's going to show my new all of the features that I didn't deploy, which in this case is my components. Or in SXA 1.8, you can see that this copying actually created quite a few scaffolding actions. So I want to deploy it in my website. I can say install site module, and it's going to list all of the websites that don't have this module installed. So I'm going to just deploy it to the website that I was designing in earlier videos. That can take a moment. It needs to validate everything. It's basically part of our SXA scaffolding when you create a new website. This feature is now available for every new website. You can see that now in my site underneath data, I've got a multi-promo folder, and in it I can create multi-promo elements. Underneath presentation, rendering variants, I have a multi-promo rendering variant that is right now is the same as the multi-promo, which I will probably have to change later and bring back to my feature. And under available renderings, you can see that this multi-promo was created. This name can be controlled. I can say just I can rename that in here. And I'm going to move it to the top. Probably we're going to be talking about that in later videos. For now, I have it as one of the components on my website. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to link to existing promos in the data source. Let's create a data source and let's see if that will work. So I'm going to create in multi-promo. Let's call multi-promo 1. I have a text and I have linked promos, which is single line text, because what I didn't do is I didn't change this data template to multi-root tree list. Okay, let's see how it looks right now. There you go. The query that I stole that is linking to the promos is now available for me here, and I can put the component, the promos that I'm going to be rendering in my multi-promo. Okay, so we need to create rendering variant that will actually render that, and we're going to use the reference that I have explained in the previous video. So I'm going to go into presentation, rendering variants, multi-promo, and my promo has, since I just cloned the promo, it has the rendering variant that doesn't necessarily make much sense for the multi-promo, so I need to reshape it to properly enable me to link to those promos that I have in linked promos. So I'm going to insert a section. Actually, I'm going to insert a reference that is going to go through those linked promos. So from my data source, I want to go through the linked promos and render the fields from those promos. So I'm going to add a section here, and that section is just a wrapper, and drop that wrapper here and move the promo icon, move the promo text. So it's going to go into the link, and for every link that it finds, it's going to render that promo underneath. Because I'm in Bootstrap 4, I can do some styling. I'm going to style it so that it looks decently. Call MD4, and on my promo, so that they don't fall under each other. Again, this is a Bootstrap specific. I'm going to just say that CSS class for it is row. Okay, so let me open this. Now this home page in Experience Editor. And do I have those? No. Sometimes the this structure gets cached. Usually I just open a page that I wasn't on before. And you can see that the My Components multi-promo is here. I'm going to drop it on the page. I have my multi-promo 1. I've got my components, and I just need to do some styling on them. Now, how do I edit that? This is not very convenient. I would need to edit this through the editing this item, which is edit related item. That's not super convenient. This is kind of an ugly way of editing this data, especially since I really only want to edit the linked promos. So let's create a nicer experience. Let's create an experience button that will allow me to edit the data source. So for that, I'm going to switch quickly to the core database and create a relevant button for my component. Let me find one that I can duplicate. Edit configuration item. Let me duplicate that. Edit multi promo. Okay. And in this edit multi promo, I want to provide it with a field that I want to edit, which is just this one field. I think it was just called promo text. Let's guess for now. So I have this edit multi-promo button in my core database. Switch back to master. Let's find my rendering feature, custom features, multi-promo, and let's assign this new button that we have created, edit multi-promo. Save that. Now we should be able to see this. Yeah. Close. We don't no longer need this inconvenient way of editing. Instead, when I click on my promo, I've got this button, and it gives me the ability to edit the linked promos and the home promo. Let's say hero promo. I don't have this text exposed yet. I will do it in just a moment. Okay, so let me expose that text that I have just added in the rendering variant. So not in settings, in presentation, rendering variants, multi-promo, and I want it rendered here. It was promo text there. Let's make it first, and let's give it some more prominent tag like H3. Save, reload, and I have my text link exposed and 3 promos that are rendered here. On top of that, well, let's see. So I have the overlay content rendered first, then I have product 2. Now let me change the order. I can do it now conveniently. Save. And I have changed the orders of those promos. Obviously, in your solution, you will want to style this that they are next to each other. I failed at that with my classes, but you should be able to do it easily from your theme. That's it. We've just created a new component. We've provided the data sources. We've provided even some pass through the references to reuse existing promos. We've added an easy way of editing those components, and additionally, now whenever we are going to create a site, our feature is going to be linked for any new site that I create. Thank you for watching.